Friendships never go out of style.
Oh, you're the best friend anybody's ever had, and it's funny, but I feel as if I've known you all this time, but I couldn't have, could I? If you're not over here, in 15 minutes, you can find a new best friend. Welcome to the Best Friends Playbook podcast.
With your hosts, Crystal
And Allie.
We've known each other for over 27 years, and we're here to share our wisdom on friendships in film, TV, and literature.
Grab some coffee, our favorite, and get cozy. Dun 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 dun.
Done.
I don't know.
Sorry,
I'm trying to make us.
I know you're going to make me do the end there.
It's fine. I was trying to make us this weird 50s talk show or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
pass.
I mean, you're watching Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, don't you?
Oh,
Feel
God,
that vibe.
so good. Yes. Jay was like, it's such a cool time. I wish we could have lived in that time. No iPads, no phones. And I was like, yeah, it's cool in theory, but I would have fucking hated it because girls don't get to do anything fun really. I would have wanted to have a job and
I know exactly. The fact that Midge tried to be like, I want to work. And they were like,
yeah,
how dare you?
You go to college to find a boy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, welcome back to another episode of Best Friends Playbook with Allie and
Crystal.
And today we're doing an episode on the movie Someone Great. Not many people I feel like have heard of it. It's on Netflix. It came out last year in April 2019. It's with Gina Rodriguez, Brittany Snow, and DeWanda Wise, and then Lakeith Stanfield.
Who's that?
That's the boy she breaks up with.
Oh, okay.
Her boyfriend.
Who's that?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a pretty big supporting character.
Yeah, I guess.
And
ignore the boys.
basically, it's about breakup and friends being
Friendship.
there. Yeah, friendship and also getting through a 9-year relationship that just ends.
And I feel like it's about growing up.
Yeah,
That's really Erin's whole storyline. I feel
yeah.
like.
She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to change.
And even oh God, I'm blinking. Who's Gina's character?
Jenny.
And Jenny's character, she's the whole point is she grew up with her boyfriend, and now she's at this point where she's outgrown him, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's definitely sad. So yeah, if you haven't watched it,
It's really good, guys. I wasn't really expecting anything, but I really liked it. I was crying, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's so good!" I love it.
it's really well written. It's really relevant. You're gonna get spoilers in this podcast episode, but I don't know. I've kind of gotten past spoilers and just accepted that it's the internet world.
I've never minded spoilers usually because honestly, you never know the setup for them or
Exactly.
the way it's going to play out, or you just get that little snippet, and it's never bothered me.
Yeah, so I've learned to just kind of get detached from them because then you still get to enjoy the experience. So
Yeah.
you should definitely watch it on Netflix.
It felt almost like a newer, younger, hipper version of Sex and the City,
Yeah.
but in movie form, and not as old of ladies. Obviously, these girls are turning 30, honestly. So.
And it definitely felt a little bit more relatable because those girls are really rich in the Sex and the City. And
That's true.
in this movie, they all have really good jobs in New York, which is surprising. And they're not even 30 yet, but it's all good.
But it also kind of sets up the fact that they've been in that city for 10 years really or longer because they did college there, right? So
Yeah, so they've probably paid their dues and moved their
yeah,
way.
because they didn't seem like they were all badass boss ladies, but they were on their way to getting there.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Blair was doing a presentation for social media, and she's like, "It's really important. I want to know what her company was."
There was some kind of fashion though, right?
Oh yeah,
Right?
that's right.
It was
I think so.
there was clothes in them.
Yeah, and we have no idea what Erin does.
No, they never show her.
We just know that she's late to work every day.
Yeah, and that she's a lesbian because it really just focuses on her relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much all they really give us about her. So yeah, this is a really good film, and I felt like it touched on friendship in a way that I haven't seen a movie probably do since The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Mm-hmm. Oh fuck! Sorry guys.
This was so popular, you guys.
Every time I start recording, let me just put it on silent. I was trying to find.
Just blows up every time we record.
I know.
And everyone's like, "We need you, Crystal."
So I equated. This is what I wrote for this movie. It's the perfect love letter to your first love, your first relationship. That's what this movie is to me, right?
Yeah, I definitely feel that
Because she always Jenny does her flashback scenes of her and her boyfriend, and it's really cute in the beginning, and then it's even cuter, and then when they start to fall apart, you see how like sad she is, even though they were like clearly kind of seemed like they were heading that way, you know? And it was pretty sure it was her first love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I like how they did the flashbacks because they did it like what actually happens in a breakup, where you hear a song or you see something and it triggers
it's like
you,
triggers, yeah.
and you go back to that moment. And I feel like it was such a way to build for the audience, like to be a part of their love story and to feel the pain that Jenny felt.
Yeah. I liked it. It was a really good like first love, breakup, heart being broken. It takes a long time to get over your first love.
Yeah, and I feel like while she was going through this, it made her friends, Blair and Aaron, think about the things that were going on in their lives, because then they also they had really good character arcs also getting through their shit.
Yeah, seeing like Aaron like be closed off to love kind of a thing and like slowly getting over that and expressing her feelings to the girl she liked was a good arc for her. And just growing up in general was really what hers was about.
Yeah. And that moment where she goes to see her girlfriend, like, always makes me cry because, like, her girlfriend's like, I know, you have straight friends. Like, it's
you don't know how to talk to
yeah, it's hard because, like, if you are straight, you don't understand what it means to be exactly of the LGBT community. And so, like, you know, it's similar also, like, if you grow up around boys and you're the only girl, like, you don't have anyone that can relate to you and what you're going through. And, like, I feel like if I was Erin in college and I dated a girl and then she completely just like disowned me, I'd be like, I don't know who I am. Like,
and not even just disowned you, like went back to the opposite sex, like
yeah, so
as
like,
if she was just an experiment, which is pretty fucked up. So.
Yeah, so then I would totally question myself, like, am I supposed to like girls? Like, is this who I'm supposed to be? Like, am I doing it right? Like, all those sorts of things. Because even like people who are straight, we're like, am I a good girlfriend? Like, am I a good kisser? Am I good in bed? Like, we all have those insecurities and issues, but like dealing with the opposite sex, same sex, or whatever your orientation is, like, it's just it's a foreign country. And
if you don't have someone to talk about it with, then it's like even harder to deal with.
Yeah, so that scene always breaks my heart. She couldn't even say it, and I feel like the actress did such a good job.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, and her girlfriend's like, we can take it slow. She's like, really? And it was funny because she was also like on Molly, and she's like, I'm feeling lots of things right now, but those aren't going to affect the words that are going to come out of my mouth.
And she's like, are you rolling? Like, yes, I am.
But it's fine. I liked right before that because her friend Blair is with her, so she's giving Blair music to go and off in the corner and dance to, so she can't hear their conversation, and she's like taking the side of the headphones and like giving her temple a massage.
I've never been on Molly and I don't really understand what it is, but like watching them on it was really funny.
I haven't either. My friends.
What is it though? Do you know?
It's like I'm probably gonna be totally wrong, but my friends used to do it back home that I hung out with. I always used to get upset because like when you're sober and someone's on like E or Molly, they act really different and it's like weird and uncomfortable. So they would do it and they equated it to like ecstasy, but mixed with something else. I can't remember what they said. It felt like half and half of ecstasy and another drug, but they said that they felt more like in control versus ecstasy. Like you get really hot and sweaty and like
it's all about touch, right?
Yeah, and you're like less intact versus like with Molly, you're a little bit more grounded still. Yeah.
So. I don't know. All I know is that Miley Cyrus used to do it because she used to sing about it.
That's
all I know about Molly.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I feel like the girls did a good job of like acting that out because, like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like in movies.
I was a little concerned about all of their drug use, though. I was like, I don't have friends like this. Or if I do, like, I don't know. I'm not a druggie, so. Or I'm just not a druggie, but I'm not into drugs. So, like. I was like, they're doing a lot during the day. Like, what is happening here?
Yeah, my friends back home definitely would do like that with cocaine sometimes, and then they would smoke weed and drink. And I have the thing of like, if I were to do Molly, I would just straight up die my first time doing it. Which is probably not true, but I'm just like, terrified of them. Everyone else, it's their prerogative. Like for the few
Yeah.
times I've smoked, I've had very different like versions of when I've done
Right.
weed. So I just feel like my body's like, let's not.
Yeah, I don't like being out of control of my own body and mind, so that's why I'm too afraid to do those kind of things.
Well, and I feel like I'm becoming even more like that because like when we recorded an episode, was it last weekend we did it?
Yeah.
I only had 4 glasses of wine, but I hadn't drank in a while. And I just was like, I really prefer being sober nowadays.
Oh.
It's weird. I don't know. I think when you get too healthy, your body's like, whoa.
That's true. It's like, I don't know. No one's ever said it like that. I prefer being sober. It's just like, I'm a social drinker. Like I will go out and have a drink, but like I don't really crave it. And I don't really crave the like getting drunk feeling anymore. I'll just have a drink to have a drink. Like,
Exactly. Like,
yeah.
I think I was just a little emotional because I was watching the Taylor Swift doc and I was like in it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, another
like-
glass.
Or like, here's a great example. This is how old I am now, I guess, because I'm about to turn 30 this year. Is last night I had a night alone because my husband was watching his parents' house. So I had a night by myself with my dogs watching Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And I got out of hot yoga and I was like, I'm going to go buy a bottle of wine and I'm going to have a great night by myself. And then like I go to the grocery store, totally forgot the bottle of wine. And I get home and I'm like, I'm just tired. I don't even want it anymore. So I just didn't even have it. I had my hot tea and I went to bed.
And it's so funny too because like, so last night I also worked out pretty late. I actually like the first half of this movie while I was watching it, I was working out. I was like, we're going to kill 2 birds with one stone here.
Yeah.
And we had a bag of Skinny Pop in the cabinet and I really wanted it. And Skinny Pop's like a pretty healthy snack.
Mm-hmm.
But after I worked out, I was like, oh, I just want like apples and peanut butter.
Oh, you're good. See, last night after hot yoga, I was like, I'm going to go home and have a smoothie. It's going to be great. And I was going to make the smoothie bowl last night too. So I went out and bought granola. And then I got home. And as it got later and later, I was like, I'm just going to have half a cheese quesadilla.
I mean, that's still better than like me just like chowing on a bag of snacks though. So
Yeah, I
like
know.
either way, your body was still craving something like pretty healthy. So we've completely derailed. So, yeah, Jenny, I love how she basically tells her best friends, you're both not working today because I fucking need you because I'm destroyed. And she basically like owns their day and says, I don't care what you're doing. So much so to the point that Blair's like, well, I have a really important meeting. So you guys have to wait till I'm done. But they go into her work and they say her aunt died.
Yeah. I was thinking about that when I was watching. I was like, would I be cool if my friends did that to me at work? Probably not. Like if it was an office job like that, I feel like I would be like truly upset or annoyed just because like then everybody in the office thinks it's a real thing and blah, blah, blah. And, or they know you're totally full of shit and then you have to show up the next day and like be cool again. It's like so scary.
I mean, luckily the nice thing for me is like if, you know, something terrible happened to me and I needed you, I just would be like, Jason, I'm taking your wife. I need her so I don't drink an entire liquor store. And you got to figure it out.
Yeah, like, yes. Luckily, I work with my husband, so he would be a little more caring. But yeah, if I worked at some other job, I'd be like, oh my God, you guys. Because I take my jobs very seriously. I don't like that kind of shit when somebody comes in and interferes. Like, so I'd be like, fuck you guys, get the fuck out of here. Like, but see, I feel like a good friend. I mean, Blair's not a bad friend, but I feel like if I knew my friend was going through that, I would either have called in sick or I would have got through that meeting and just like bounced right afterwards. So.
Yeah, exactly. Another reason why I like this film hit so at home because me and my boyfriend, we've been together for 7 years. So like when I first watched this last year and this couple had been together for 9, I was like, this is too like close.
Wait, how much was it for you?
We've been together for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, time flies.
Right? So then hearing them break up at 9 years in the movie just like totally like crushed me. And so it was like because I feel like most of the time when you watch like films with breakups, it's very like they've been dating for 2 years and then they got engaged and then it didn't work out. And I just feel like it's not like that many years accumulated with so many memories where like majority of your adult life has been with this person. So it was just like super upsetting. So I feel like I would definitely be like Jenny. Like
it's scary because it's almost like a divorce, right?
Exactly.
Because it's like you live together, you guys have animals together, you know, like I mean, me and Jay, before we were actually like officially married, we were engaged for like a year and a half, and we had like joint bank accounts already and stuff like that. So if it hadn't worked out, it would have been like getting a divorce.
Yeah.
For sure.
Exactly. So like your whole life changes. So I would probably 100% be like Jenny, where it's like, wake up, I'm drinking, need my girls.
They fucking danced to Lizzo, Truth Hurts. I was like, yes.
Oh yeah. So when I
Love it.
first watched the movie last year, like I knew Lizzo was like a new popular singer, but I hadn't listened to any of her music. So when they're in the kitchen dancing, which is really cute, like Erin is always really good about when like Jenny starts to sing or dance, she'll at first be like, okay, honey, like you're having a moment, but then she always joins in with her.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's like that. There's like a meme or a GIF that I used to send to my friends, like when your friend's doing something stupid, like best friends do it with them so they don't look like the only one being stupid or something like that.
Exactly.
You know, like, yeah.
Yeah. So then this time watching it a second time, I was like, oh, this is Lizzo. I know this song. I relate to this 10 times more now.
Yeah.
I think my favorite
I love Lizzo.
like singing, dancing moment though between the friends was when they were in like the little corner market.
Mini Mart.
Yeah, and the Selena song comes on, and she hands her the stick of cheese and uses the microphone, and then Erin's like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna sing with you, girl." And then Blair's like, "I fucking hate you guys," and then she starts joining in with them. Yeah, that was a really sweet moment.
I loved the dancing to Lizzo part. Seriously, if you guys take anything away from this episode, it's that you should listen to Lizzo because she's fucking amazing.
She is very
not just that
wonderful.
song. Listen to her other songs. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But so she's super upset. She tells the girls they have to take the day off. But before they even like find out that she's broken up, I like that we see a cute scene between Erin and Blair, where Erin's basically giving Blair shit for not being in love with her boyfriend anymore, and she like won't admit it and won't break up with him. But she does it in a very like sarcastic, casual way, and then like after he leaves, she like teases her, and I just feel like that's a very like good friend, like being upfront with you and keeping it real, but at the same time not being like a total dick about it.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I used to be like that in high school. I'd be like over a guy, but I wouldn't. I'm so bad. I just didn't like confrontation. So it was like I would just string them along and just kind of tolerate them. And then it's like that thing where you like try and push them away so that they just break up with you. And I was like, that's totally me. As I was watching Blair, like I would have done that if I was her too.
Right? Like sometimes it's just, especially for her, because she, you know, had her whole plan. Like life needed to be a perfect.
Should have been married before 30, right? I have that over here.
So
Yeah.
she was with this guy and she's like, well, I'm fucked. I got to stay with him now. Otherwise, my whole plan's out the window.
I fucking hate that. I have friends that age that I feel like have said those things or they act that way in the past, not like currently. And they'll be like, yeah, well, I really want to be like married or having kids at this age. So like, I gotta get my shit together. And then I feel like they settle or they, you know, I don't know. I hate when people put limits on their life. Like, why? Why do you have to be married by 30? That's ridiculous. Like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm glad that with her arc, she finally realizes that she has to ignore all those things, accept her life for what it is, and be happy. And so she breaks up with him.
Yeah, I don't know. It just drives me crazy. It's like everything happens for a reason, right? That's my philosophy always. Everything happens for a reason. So like if you are not married at 30 and you really want it to be, just fucking accept the fact that it wasn't meant to happen. Like don't settle for something that's sucky or that you don't like or won't love forever just because you had this stupid idea in your head.
But I will say, out of like very selfish point of view, I'm really happy I'm not single at 30 because I can't imagine the dating world. Dating's exhausting.
But see, right. But you've also been out of it for 7 years. I've been out of it for like 11 years. And I think if you are in it consistently or on and off again, it's not as scary to just jump back in anyways, you know, like
That's a good point. I am probably reflecting it off the fact that I've been out of it
Yeah.
for so long.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
going back in it would be awful.
Yeah, if I went back into dating right now, it'd be like, hey, what's your Snapchat? What's your Twitter? I'm like, I don't fucking have any of those things, guys. Sorry, like I've never used Snapchat in my life or Twitter, actually.
Yes, I just taught Crystal
terrible.
like a month or two ago how to use story properly on Instagram.
Yeah, and you want to know how many times I've used it since then? Like twice. Because I'm just like, I don't know why. I just can't get into it. I'm bad. But
Which
anyways.
is totally fine because social media doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it's just, I definitely know that I would be out of the game too. But I don't know. You just have to accept the fact that it's meant to be, right?
Yeah,
It's meant to be.
definitely.
Oh, I was going to say something before we went off on that tangent, though, which was that, like, the other big plot point of this story when it, like, opens up, besides the fact that Jenny and her boyfriend of 9 years just broke up, is the fact that she got this, like, bomb-ass job in San Francisco working for Rolling Stone, and she's leaving in a week. And on top of that, she's turning 30. So, like, for her, this is, like, a, you know, what do they call it? Quarter life crisis almost. You know, this is like a big turning point for her. And, you know, she had all these great things happening in her life. And now the like main person, one of the main people she had in her life isn't there anymore. So that's like even scarier. Doesn't have her boyfriend. She's moving across the country. So she's not going to have her two friends either. Like that is fucking scary.
Would you FaceTime with me on the pooper?
No. Yes, I'm definitely Blair in that situation. Like, no, sorry, not doing that. No, that's too much for me.
I love how much like they
that was
fuck
funny
with
though.
Blair. It's so funny.
That was really funny, but I was like, nope, yeah, that's that. I'd be Blair in that situation.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. Besides which, by the way, I don't have time to do that kind of shit in the morning. Like, I don't know who has time to FaceTime their best friends before work in the morning, but I'd never do. I'm like rushing out the door. So
I know now that like I started working again, I've been trying to figure out like my morning routine, and it doesn't help that I move really slow in the morning.
yeah.
Everything takes longer than it should, and I'm like, this is a problem.
Yeah, I don't know about other people, but I've always been like more of I'm just not a super morning person, right? So I time out my morning perfectly so that I get up in just enough time to get out the door, right? So I know that I need an hour or whatever it is to do my makeup, have breakfast, prep whatever I need to for the day. So I'm not going to fucking get up 3 hours early or 2 hours early just so I could talk to people in the morning. Sorry, not happening. Yeah. And I don't just naturally wake up that early either. You probably do now, but I don't.
I do, but I still somehow like...
But you go to bed earlier, don't you? Like I don't go to bed till midnight or 1.
Yeah, I go to bed like the latest 11.
Yeah, so
but
maybe I would wake up
I'll
earlier.
give myself like 2-3 hours before work, and I'm like, how do I still not have enough time?
Because I know, because I used to be like that when I had a later job. You just like, oh, I have time. I don't have to be ready until this, 2:45 or whatever it is. But then like as the clock slowly ticks closer and you're just fucking around.
Yeah. It takes me like way too long to do things. It's a problem. But so Jenny's going through all these huge major moments, and then for Blair, as we discussed, she's realizing that she's not going to have her perfect life by 30, so she has to accept that. And then the biggest thing for Erin is that she doesn't want to grow up. She doesn't want to mature, basically. Like, she's afraid to be in a real relationship, which is totally understandable for the stuff that she's gone through in the past. And then...
But we don't know any of those things until later. When she
Yeah.
admits it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we know that, like, she's, like, to work. And Blair's like, I just want to go to the farmer's market with you.
I thought that was really funny, by the way, because I will admit I'm like almost 30, and I like love going. There's like a fruit stand down the street, a fruit vegetable stand that every Sunday I'm like, Jay, we gotta go. Like I love that place, so I can relate.
Like there's something about like being an adult and like waking up and working out and going and like having a healthy meal or going to the farmer's market that gets me excited. Call me basic, but.
And what's really funny though, I should ask, we need to have friends across the US, because what I want to know is it that way in other states, or is it just a California thing? Because I feel like California has this like health and wellness thing like to a T at the top of the like chart, and I'm just wondering if people in other states really care that much as we do.
I'm not sure. Like, and New York might be a bad example because it's just like it's LA just in a very different way. Because my friend Lori, who lives in New York, she's like very health centric focus. Like she actually is better than me. She'll wake up like at 5 or 5:30 every day to go and do a workout class before work.
Yeah, I feel like the coasts, like New York and LA, though, are the two that I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
health and wellness is just, and just the way you look and all that shit is just like way up here. And I just wonder if people in other states, the Midwest, Oregon, Washington, Texas, do they fucking care? Do they even pay attention to like health and stuff? Like, just really want to know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you're a 30-year-old in another state, what do you care about?
Right?
Do you just do like cocaine all the time?
Or are you just happy with like your 9 to 5?
Or do you just have like 18 kids already? Like, what do you guys do? I want to know. I'm sorry. I just want to know.
Because these are like our very high focused things that we care about in
It's
California.
no, it is true though. Me and Jay talk about it all the time. And I'll be like, you're forgetting the fact that we live in California. Like, we care about organic produce.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't think other people care as much as we do.
Well, yeah, my boyfriend, he's working with a company from Texas, and like they playfully tease him about being a vegan, and they're like, what do you have for breakfast? And he's like, smoothie with peanut butter toast. They're like, oh, you're vegan, you would have a smoothie. But it's like, they're also
I have a smoothie every day and I'm not vegan.
but
so.
they're also just like not super health conscious.
See, that's what I mean.
So
That's
they
what I want to
equate-
know.
Yeah. So I think they definitely equate like health to veganism versus just being like healthy people in general.
Exactly. That's what I want to know. Because, like, here's a great example. I've been having a smoothie every morning for breakfast since I was living by myself. So we're talking like 19, 20. So, 10 years of my life. I just want to know what it's like in other places. Like, what do you guys do?
So today's podcast is not only about the movie Someone Great and their friendship, but it's also about the things in adulthood.
What
that
do
we
young
love.
people do in other states? That's what I want to know. What are your priorities?
This is Crystal's biggest inquiry. Please
It
help
really
her solve
is.
this problem.
Oh, it drives me crazy. I need more friends in other states, I guess. I need to find these things out.
So what happens next to Jenny, Blair, and
Oh,
Mary?
okay. So the whole like point of this day that they have, right, is they're going to Neon Classic, which is some like festival concert kind of thing that they go to
Yeah.
every year. But they don't have tickets. They don't have wristbands. So they run into some douchebag that
He looks like he's 12.
yeah, he looks like if Harry Styles, I think that's a young boy that people think is cool. It's like if he had a baby with like a taller male model.
Oh, you're talking about him. I was talking about the guy they met from Craigslist.
Oh, no. I was talking about the one that Blair has sex with.
When she's bad Blair.
Yes. So, no, you're right. Yeah. But that's like, nothing happens with that other guy.
Yeah,
That
but-
other guy, though, oh my God. Ugh. I hated him.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about him except that I fucking hated his guts, but.
He was obnoxious. But yeah, so they go to 2 different people to try and get
Wristbands.
yeah, VIP wristbands. The first one's a failure. And then the second one, Blair just goes. And I think she's been hooking up with him since college. Like
And
off
it's-
and on, like
yes.
very spaced out.
But they make it very clear. They have like a flashback, and the guy was someone that Jenny really liked, and he like stood her up at a party or something, and that's how
Yeah.
she met the Nate, the one that she dated for 9 years.
Yeah, I think they slept together at least once because they made that joke in the end.
Yeah.
How her and Blair were
Coochie cousins?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it was somebody that she liked or dated or had sex with at least once. But yeah,
Yeah,
But
and-
they kind of play it off like he's like a big douchebag in the beginning, which he kind of is. But
Yeah, he's like a little obsessed with himself. But I feel like Blair's just like, I don't care because I just want to have sex with you. I don't actually want a relationship with you. So for what they want from each other, it actually works for them.
yeah, it was interesting though because Blair like volunteers to go get the wristbands from him so that Jenny doesn't have to see his face, and but then she like has sex with him, and it's clear that it wasn't the first time. And I'm like, Blair, what kind of friend are you? What the fuck?
That's why she's bad, Blair.
I know. I was like, what the fuck is happening here? But yeah, she has sex with him. And
Yeah.
never told Jenny, by the way, about the other time before that or that time. So
Yeah, but I do like that we've eventually later find out that like Jenny's not upset about it because it's like almost a decade ago. And she's just happy that like Blair's happy and being herself and like getting good sex.
yeah, like I don't know why. I understand the thought that Jenny might be upset about it just because this was a guy that once upon a time she had dibs on maybe. But like the way Jenny shows her feelings for this guy, it's like she fucking hates him. So I don't understand why she would necessarily care. I think I would care in the sense that like if they really did start dating, I'd have to see his stupid face all the time. So like he better stop being a dick basically. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't be upset, I don't think.
Yeah, but I think the reason why Blair was nervous was just because at one point,
She cared about him. Or yeah.
yeah, her friend had like a major crush on him. And so
And she never told her.
so I think it was still attached to what had happened in college,
Yeah.
even though all this time had passed.
Yeah.
So they finally got the tickets, but then they realized they're just general admission. So he totally fucked her over.
Oh, while she's boning the one guy, getting the wristbands, Jenny and Aaron go to, wow, my voice is going away again. They go to the shop that Aaron's girl works at. And because, you know, she needs a new outfit because she looks like shit.
She looks like a homeless Tina Fey.
Actually, yeah, that was like the best joke ever. I was like, yes. But by the way, I totally would wear that outfit. So.
It was super cute and comfy.
Yeah, I was like, I wear that outfit. I know my friend Amanda wears that outfit. But anyways, they go to that store to get her a new outfit for this neon classic. And it's the store that her, like, Aaron's girlfriend works at. And Jenny's, like, trying to help her with the girl, like, get closer to her, not be awkward. And Aaron's like, fucking leave me alone. I don't want this help right now. I don't want it to get any more intimate or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, she like shuts her down hard in the dressing room about it. And I
loved Aaron's outfit in that scene too, by the way. Sorry.
They all have great fashion.
Yeah, they do.
And it's like hard because obviously Jenny wants her friend to be happy. She wants her to experience love. But I feel like they did like a pretty good job of like respecting each other because it is important to like have boundaries. Like it is your life. Like as a friend, speak up and be honest. But when someone says like, no, please leave it alone, you know, like I have to let them go.
I like that they don't get offended or like hold grudges when they're like, stop.
Yeah.
It's done. We're done. We're not having this conversation right now. I don't need you for this kind of thing. They don't hold grudges. Even later on when they have that big fight at Neon Classic, like it doesn't seem like they hold a grudge about it. Like they still go after her and find her and blah blah blah.
I feel like we can jump to that. I just also really loved their montage of getting ready for the festival.
It was so cute.
It was really cute. But yeah, so
this movie inspired me to buy some new clothes.
Right?
Because my clothes are so old. Jay got all pissed at me. He's like, did you spend this much at this place? I was like, yeah, you know what? Sorry that I hate on my fucking clothes. They're from 10 years ago.
Well, I mean, if you are going to get rid of some, can I like go through them?
Yeah, when I go through them, I'll give them to you.
Awesome.
I don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm sorry. We're getting back to the age that I'm at and stuff. But at my age, I am like so into buying stuff that's going to last me now. Like, you know, when you're in your 20s, you buy shit that's like
popular.
That's cool right now.
Trendy.
Yes, trendy right now. And if you've noticed right now, the 90s are back in full effect. Well, I fucking lived through the 90s. It was ugly then. It's ugly now. So I haven't been buying any of this stuff.
Crystal and I have a very indifference about this. I'm very big on the 80s and 90s fashion.
I hate the 80s. It is the ugliest era. 90s, I can tolerate some things, but I'm sorry. I cannot tolerate mom jeans that make your ass look like a pear. And I can't handle the like ugly crop top sweater situations that like make you look fat when you're not. Like I'm sorry. I just don't like it. I just don't. And I have kids at work that will like come up to me and be like, do you like my necklace? It's like those black plastic chokers. And I'm like, yeah, I had like fucking 20 of those when I was a kid.
Those I'm like not okay are coming back. Those are really stupid.
I loved them when I was a kid, but now I'm like, dude, it's bad when you've been through it once. Like I'm like, oh my God, I'm a mother now. Like the 70s are back, the 90s are back. It's so scary. But anyways, I don't know how we got on that. I was trying to make a point, but I don't know. That I wanted to buy things that are like gonna last me.
Yeah,
which is what I'm trying to do now. Anyways, sorry.
No, it's all good. So they're at the Neon Lights Festival. And
Neon Classic, right?
Neon Classic. Thank you.
I don't know what the difference is.
They're at their music festival. I think I just said Neon Lights because
to be
Lights
fair,
is a thing.
Yeah. To be fair, like the whole lead up to this Neon Classic, It's called Neon Classic Fest or something like that, right?
Yeah.
They kept referring to it as a festival, and I'm so used to festivals out here in open spaces. So I was like, this is New York City. It must be like some kind of almost like farmers market carnival kind of festival because I was thinking like there's no Coachella out there or whatever. Like it's not a music festival, but yeah, sure enough, it is a music festival. I don't know what I was thinking, but
It's totally fair. They do
yeah.
things different in New York. So they get there and Jenny sees Luke and she immediately wants to go talk to him. And I actually love her friends for like basically body blocking her and following her to the bathroom because yes, as Jenny says, like she's a grown woman, she makes her own decisions, but like they were also on Molly and they'd been drinking, and she's also just really emotional from the breakup that's less than 24 hours, and it probably would have hurt her more to talk to him. So I liked that the girls were like,
Stop
no,
her.
yeah.
It seems like her whole point of getting to that festival was to see him, right? Which you don't really know, but I know we kind of already talked about this, but I don't understand why she needed to take Molly to go there. Is it just like makes her not feel her feelings or something, or what?
No, that's what people do when they go to festivals. Because it's like you've been to a concert where you're really drunk, right?
Yes, a lot of them.
And the music feels like so different.
Yeah, I don't know. I think alcohol is so different than.
Yeah, but a lot of people who go to festivals take drugs because like
Okay.
you feel like you feel the music more in your body. It's like a more
okay.
like euphoric experience.
Well, it was like they got out of the mini mart and she's like, immediately, I'm going to take the Molly now. And I was thinking, is this like to block her feelings or something? I don't know. It was weird because she took it before everybody else. And I was like, why is she doing it now? I don't understand.
I think because she got upset and she just wanted to like loosen
not
up.
feel.
Yeah.
Probably.
She just wanted to take effect sooner than later.
Speaking of which, when they go to the person that sells them the drugs,
I think
is that RuPaul?
I think so. Because
it kind of looks like
he was in Taylor Swift's music video.
Was he? I don't know. But I haven't seen. I guess I have seen him out of like drag, but I don't know. I just couldn't tell. I was wondering. We're looking it up right now. I love his dogs though. Oh my god, they were so fucking.
Oh yeah,
cute.
it's a really cute scene.
It's like weird little.
He's
chihuahuas.
like not popping up in the main cast, which is funny. I feel like it was him though.
I thought it was. Yeah, I don't know. I meant to look it up in the moment, but I forgot. But
someone did not do their job filling out all of the casting.
I know, right?
There we go. Let me just look at his face. No, is it? Yeah, it was RuPaul.
Oh, yeah, that's him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was wondering. I really enjoyed him. I was just like,
he's so cute. I love him.
He is. I don't think I've ever seen him in No, I feel like there was a movie way long time ago that I watched about drag queens that he was in, but besides that, and that we're talking like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Besides that, I haven't seen him like act in anything because I don't watch. He used to have a show, right?
Yeah, he had his RuPaul drag race.
Something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I've never seen him act, but
I think
he was
does,
really
like,
cute.
He was super cute. I loved him and all his He's like, don't tap on the case. They don't like that. His little baby sharks.
Baby shark was cute.
Yeah.
So eccentric. I love it.
Yeah, so I like that they basically body block her, and then when Jenny does come out though, before that, Jenny and Aaron get in like a huge tiff, and I love how Blair was like trying really hard to be neutral.
Yeah. It was like Aaron was trying to be the hard ass and Blair was trying to be like the nice, understanding one. Like,
yeah.
I understand what you're going through kind of a thing, but it's like.
Yeah. But I do like that eventually when Jenny gets mean, Blair basically tells her, she's like, what the fuck are you mad at me about? She's like, I'm actually trying to find like common ground here between you two, and you're being a total bitch. Yeah.
And then like Jenny storms off though, and then like Blair and Aaron have their fight too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Their fight's really cute because they're like, they get upset at each other. And I like that Blair calls Aaron out for all of her bullshit and how she needs to grow up. And then Aaron
can't handle change, all that stuff.
Yeah. And then Aaron breaks and she's like, I'm afraid of everything. And I was like, oh. So I think those are like really good moments that I feel like are also very realistic in friendship.
Was that the fight where she says, I just want to go to the farmer's market? Okay.
Yeah. So like, obviously I feel like the farmer's market moment came from like being on Molly. But like what happens between Jenny and Aaron, I feel like is very real because I've had plenty of friends where like I would go with them to like parties or bars and they'd see their ex and they'd want to talk to them or vice versa. And like, you fucking body block your girl. It's like,
Yeah.
no, like it's going to fuck you up even more. You're already having a hard time. Like I'm the only one that can see straight for you and be objective for you. So I felt like all those moments were very like well written and believable.
Definitely.
That's what true friends do.
And I liked that they didn't hold a grudge at each other.
No.
Be all upset all night about it or walk off and not talk to each other again.
Yeah, like when they finally do meet up, they don't even need to have a talk about it. They're just like,
it's over.
It's just what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. It was over. It was done. It was in the moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like Jenny leaves the party and meets up with the douchebag.
Yeah, he
Matt,
takes her
right?
to the after party. I don't remember what his name is.
Yes, it is Matt. I have it here because it says Blair and Matt having sex, but that's later. Yeah, she meets up with Matt. Matt takes her to the after party. Oh, fuck. I was going to say something. I don't remember now about it.
Well, while that's happening, that's when Aaron and Blair go to Aaron's girlfriend's house so she can like
that's right.
figure out her shit.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And that was a really cute scene. I did really like that she like figured her shit out.
But right before that, that's when Aaron finds Blair and Matt fucking in the bathroom.
Oh, and then they go to the girl's house.
Yeah.
That's why I have it here. I was like... And Aaron's like, I'm very proud and deeply disturbed by you right now.
Yeah, I love that she, like, when she opens bathroom door and she sees it, she stops and she does, like, a full, like, she lets her eyes see all of it. And then she opens it again and she's like, you fuck.
She's like, okay.
Girl, you fuck.
Okay. Like, you got this. I'll be out here.
Yeah.
You're done kind of a thing.
So I like that she definitely didn't, like, judge Blair for that. She's like, you do your thing, you live your life. Like, they're very supportive of each other and they call each other out when they need to.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. And then they go to that girl's house and Aaron spills her guts.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about that in the beginning. Which was a really, like, great scene. And Blair's just being cute, like, back there with her music all high.
Yeah.
And then we forgot to touch on, like, basically Bad Blair is called Bad Blair because she's, as we talked about, like, she was very specific about wanting to be, like, married by 30, have, like, basically, like, the life by 30 plan. And she didn't even want to smoke weed with them early on in the movie. And so I think Bad Blair is essentially like, she's very focused on being perfect, but occasionally she breaks and she gets crazy with the girls. And that's why they love Bad Blair.
Yeah, they just can't wait for Bad Blair to come out, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like a pretty, like, good girl, especially now. But I feel like if, like, growing up, if I occasionally drink or like smoked or something, my friends would consider me to be like bad breath. They're like, oh, she's finally gonna smoke with us. Because it's normally something where I'm like, no, you guys do your thing.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, Blair. Blair is worried though that Jenny's gonna be mad at her for boning that guy, but like we said, she's not.
Yeah,
she's like, it's okay, it's cool, we're coochie cousins.
Yeah,
whatever, you know. Like, do you think they ever have a real relationship, Blair and Matt?
No, I think like Blair and Matt have hate sex. I think that's what it is.
In public places, by the way. It's like, I was watching both those and I'm like, that's the chances of her actually enjoying that. And like, I don't know. I'm just like,
that's a bit of like a movie thing. I feel like in movies all the time, people always have public sex.
Just sex in weird places, weird positions. And it's like the chances of her actually really enjoying that, unlikely.
The thing I was most concerned about is like the lack of condom use. It's like, girl,
yeah, was there a condom in there? I didn't see one.
He seems like a douche, so he's probably dirty and he probably speaks with other girls. And like,
you should get tested right away.
Yeah. So I was mostly concerned for like her getting an STD or something.
Yeah.
If you have a condom, fuck wherever you want. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just wrap it.
So funny.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's in a public bathroom. That's dirty.
Yeah.
Like, why would you have sex?
I would not want my booty touching that.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny.
But so I like that when Matt takes Jenny to the party, even though she is high, he apologizes and he was like, I'm sorry I was a total dick to you and like I screwed things up. And that's when she also like finally accepts that, no, she's like, then I wouldn't have met Nate. And I think, or sorry, not Nate.
Yeah, Nate.
I thought his name was Luke for some reason.
That is Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, wow. And so I just liked that she kind of finally realized, like, I have to let this go. I can't keep wanting it to not like in denial about it.
Yeah.
And I think that also had to do with Matt telling her that like, you know, relish in the breakup, because once you're not sad about it, then the whole thing is actually all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that she wasn't allowing herself to like feel the breakup.
No, she was plying herself with drugs and alcohol and
Yeah,
living in the past, thinking about it all day. Which I mean, it's the first day. Like that's
isn't that like
bound
the
to
first
happen.
step of like loss denial?
Denial. Yeah, totally. Actually, I don't know if it's the first, but
It's
it might
one
be.
of them.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't remember what we were saying about it. But yeah, it was,
Yeah, he said that to her, and then she goes off on the train and she writes in her journal. And I liked I liked what the
was
writer
it a journal
wrote.
or was it a letter to Nate?
It's her journal, because remember in a flashback he read like an article she'd written in there. So I think it's kind of like her journal. She writes all her stuff in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I liked all the stuff she said about like how sometimes things can shatter, but if they're in like if they're in big pieces, you can put it back together. But if they're really small, like you can't fix it anymore.
Yeah.
So it was a good moment.
Yeah, it was. I loved her little writing at the end. It was very poignant and very, like I said, a love letter to like your first relationship kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's what it felt like.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
cute. She goes to Washington Square Park, which was like their spot, and that's where the girls find her. And they have their little like, well, Jenny really has her like little freak out moment of, oh my God, I'm moving away and I'm not going to have you guys and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And basically says all of the things that she couldn't say all day really about
That she was
it.
scared. And I like that she says that she's like really sad,
Yeah.
because she finally like, you know, she says it to get it out. And it was sad also, the dream that she was having before the girls got there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was like, dream, what dream? Yes. Yeah.
Basically, Nate in the dream says he meets her at their spot and he's like, I'm sorry, I made a huge mistake. I can't do it without you. And I think that like everyone has those dreams after breakups. Like you want it to be fixed.
Yeah. It's just like that happy ending kind of thing. But it's
Yeah.
like, that's not likely. And yeah, it was good. I liked it. I liked at the end after they like have their little, I'm gonna miss you guys, and we're still gonna FaceTime on the toilet and blah blah. And then they're like, you guys were so grown up. And then right as they say that, they're like walking away, and Jenny throws up in the fountain, and I'm like, oh my God, that was me when I was 21. Like,
well, and it's funny because they see like the girl walk by, they're like, oh, that girl's 12.
yeah,
This is embarrassing. We should have been in bed by now.
yeah,
And then you see the sun's like slowly coming up, and they're like, oh, let's get tacos.
yeah. That, by the way, like that whole ending scene, I was like, that is how I feel now when I go out. Like when we do go out to a bar or something. Certain places around here, I'm like, it's all college kids, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm too old to go in this bar right now. Like I just can't handle it. Like I can tell that I'm the oldest one here, and I don't like it. I don't like the feeling. Like I gotta go home now.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago, David and I went to go see our friend in her band perform. We literally got there, watched her play. They wrapped off the stage, went and said hi to her for 10 minutes, and we're like, okay, we're going to go.
Yeah. It's just too, I don't know. I love going out still. Don't get me wrong. But
like it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Did you see that thing I posted the other day that was like, it was Tina Fey.
Yeah.
At 30 Rock. She's like, or the guy goes, okay, I'll pick you up around 10. And she's like, in the evening?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely not.
yeah. So, but for me, I don't mind being out late, but for me, it's more the environment. Like if I can tell that I am the oldest person there and everybody else is like just newly 21, I'm uncomfortable and I have to leave, kind of a thing.
It's like,
I need to find an adult bar.
It's like, why am I here? What am I doing?
I need to find a lounge, an adult bar, please. This is for young people.
Like I'm more okay like going out to like a late dinner with friends and having drinks with food, something very like relaxing, not chaotic, and the place isn't loud.
Yeah. I have noticed that more. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm older now, but whenever like this last fall, me and Jason went to a bunch of countries. One of them was Greece. And then the year before that, I went to Italy, and their culture is so like focused around going out with your friends and just like getting good food and having a drink and not getting like trashed in a bar, just like standing up at the bar kind of thing. And I was like, this is my fucking jam. Like this is like old people having fun, you know? But that's just their culture.
But yeah, that's also something I like about the European culture, because I feel like when David and I went to Paris and we got drinks with our Parisian friends. They took us from we went to 3 or 4 bars, and at each one we would just have one drink, and it was very casual, and then you walk to the next one. We weren't getting crazy drunk.
You sit at a table, you talk.
Yeah,
you have maybe a plate of food or something that you share.
And it's their version of bar hopping. I love it because it's very much more leisurely. It's more relaxing. You're
not standing up crowded at a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Not being able to hear or talk to other people.
And I definitely like that vibe way more. I'm much more of a let's relax and enjoy the experience kind of vibe.
Oh yeah, definitely. Me too. Why don't you tell them what you told me about the Taylor thing?
Yeah,
because I liked that. It was a good way to loop in this whole movie. And
yeah, so when Taylor Swift was promoting her new album Lover, she was on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And I don't know if anyone watches that, but Ellen has this thing where she asks people burning questions. And I don't remember what the question was that she asked Taylor, but basically Taylor said that, it was what's the last movie you watched that you really like? And she said Someone Great off Netflix. And later on, because we didn't know about the song yet, but she said later on in another interview that after she said the movie Someone Great, the writer of the movie and director of Someone Great somehow got in touch with her and said, I love that you loved my movie because while I was writing it, I was going through a breakup, and the album 1989, specifically the song Come Clean, was helping me get through a breakup. Oh. And Taylor revealed this in an interview after her album had come out, saying that that the director had contacted her and told her that, and that on the current album Lover, the song Death by a Thousand Cuts was inspired by the movie Someone Great. And she said she watched it and then she kept having dreams about a breakup. Aww. And she woke up and she's oh my God, I'm gonna write a breakup song, because obviously she's in a happy relationship now.
So it's full circle.
Yeah, it's really cool how they just kept inspiring each other without knowing it.
And the whole reason that got brought up was because when I watched Someone Great, I immediately followed it up with Miss Americana, the documentary about Taylor Swift that's on Netflix right now. And I told Allie, and that's what she told me.
Yeah, so it's I think it's a really cool fun fact, just about how art connects us all and affects our lives in different ways and can influence us.
The only, by the way, because we're talking about Someone Great, the only thing I can honestly say that I didn't really necessarily like about the movie and I'm still confused about is the title. What the fuck does the title have to do with it? Right? Tell me what you think it is, because I don't fucking understand.
Yeah, I've actually never thought about that.
It really doesn't make any sense to me. That's because honestly, I'm a type that goes off of the title of a movie. And when she's oh, let's do Someone Great, I was that sounds, I don't know what that is, but it sounds silly. I don't know. And then I watch the movie and I love the movie, but I'm I still don't understand the title here.
I'm trying to think about how it would relate.
I don't know.
That's to the story. Yeah, that's a good question. I would love to know why it was titled that.
We should put that in our post at the end.
Yeah, if someone knows or has an idea, because I'm thinking about the movie as a whole, and I feel it has to do something with Jenny and Nate, their relationship, about how they were someone great in their life.
He was someone great to her, but they don't even, and the weird thing is I don't think they ever even say it, she doesn't say he was someone great or something like that.
Yeah, they don't necessarily relate to it.
Yeah, so I just want to know who is that referring to, or is it Jenny wants to be someone great, or is it, what is the...
Yeah, it's a little confusing, and it's weird because it fits the movie, but I don't understand why it's there. Because I was actually thinking of a story the other day that I would want to write that had happened in my life, and I was trying to think of all the different titles to give it, and I'm wow, titling a movie is really fucking hard.
It is hard.
So yeah, if anyone knows, you should let us know, because that'd be really great.
Yeah, I would love to know.
But I know you said that we said this in the beginning, but I guess for myself, I just really want to harp that this movie is a big deal for me. The friendship in it makes me really happy. And I feel the closest thing we've seen in films experiencing this is The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It definitely has Sex in the City vibes for me. But I feel like it relates more to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants because like those girls felt like more of a sisterhood to me. And they feel like that in Someone Great also versus Sex and the City. Like I don't entirely feel a sisterhood with them. And then also just because I feel like this film like did such a good job of each scene pushing the story forward, just like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants did.
Yeah. I would definitely rate this friendship like a 10.
Yeah.
Like it would, hands down, like the other ones, I haven't rated anything that high yet. But I'm just saying like they truly love each other, truly care about each other.
And it felt very real. Like I didn't, and obviously the writer wrote it.
The chemistry was great between all of them and the writing was great.
Yeah. And the writer wrote it off her life. So I'm sure the characters were based within her friendship. But like if this is how her friends treat each other, it's really great. Like they're honest, they're respectful, but like, and they know when someone puts up a boundary, you listen, but then they also like don't get mad at each other. And they also know like when to push back and like they're very compassionate towards each other.
Yeah. It's like a friendship I would hope every girl gets to have in their life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good job. Good pick.
Thanks. Well, all right, kids, that's all we got for you this week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Next week or next episode is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah,
Little Leo and Brad.
Yeah,
they're fucking hilarious as a duo.
That movie is amazing.
I didn't realize I was missing them in a movie together until now. Like, oh, they're so cute.
Quentin Tarantino made like true magic happen,
he
so I'm definitely excited to discuss them for our next episode.
For show. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
She's my friend because we know what it's like for people to be jealous of us.
It's so nice when you can sit with someone and not have to talk. You and I are a team. Nothing is more important than our friendship. Thank you for listening to the Best Friends Playbook podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
You can also email us episode suggestions at bestfriendsplaybook@gmail.com. And if you could please leave us a review on iTunes, it helps us greatly to grow our podcast.